First video up is going to be your Sling Escutcheons, or the little washer and plate that covers your sling, your dog collar, your little leather attachment strap. Now this is a style of mountain slings that the Russians developed for this gun and used, right up until the AK-47 on all their bolt action rifles. It's basically 2 points, one up here on the handguard and one down here in the rear. Now we're going to go to the oldest one we have, the one made in 1898. And as you look, kind of comparing that, it looks like a thinner leather strap. This came on the gun. This is on the gun when I bought it. And this one here also has the dog collar still attached but no sling. They may have shrunk. They kind of look the same size, maybe they are. But as you can tell, the earlier one is a machined piece. It was probably stamped and probably fitted by hand or whatever, and then attached with screws, both in the back and up here in the front. Take a look at it. That's the early version. You'll also find sling swivels on the finish or on some of these M91s, these older guns. I don't have an example. I've seen them, but I didn't get one. But as the Russian guns or the M91 30s, we'll see as we go down the line here how it kind of varies. But that's the older, earlier way of doing it. Which on this 1925 or 26 here is also screwed in. And as the war progressed, they did stamp these in. This is more of a stamping. It looks like it's pressed into the stock, both up there and forward. See the difference? Screws are gone, pressed in. Get it? Yeah. And this went down until late war. It's 43. There's just a slot here. Slot here, and oh, the wrong one, right there. And just a piece of metal bent over in that. We'll go over and get a better look at the front one. So all you got's the slot and a piece of metal bent over on that. And it's the only one I have. This 43 or 41 rifle has that. And then all the others, even though they're made afterwards, have the pressed in style. And the reason for this is all of these guns were reworked after the war. I'll show you how. This marking here, this marking means that this gun, the stock was refinished after World War II. So all these guns were reworked probably in an arsenal, and they threw them all together, and you're gonna find on your Nagant all kinds of weird variations. Like, these are all pressed in, which this here is a 41 or 42, and you can see by then in the war, this probably kept the original stock. They were going to the mass production. They weren't fooling with this. This here is a 39, and it has the screwed in types. So I don't know if they were still doing it in the 30s with the screws and the more, the older style, where 41, 42, it's already gone here. And as we go to the Polish carbine, this carried through even in the peacetime production. They eliminated that plate and just basically kept that on there. And like I said, as the fact these guns were reworked from parts and every pieces and that, you're going to find these strange variations that kind of don't make no sense, but that's what you got, and that's the fun of collecting. Okay.